Hello everyone, and welcome back to Prehistoric Kingdom, the early alpha version, where we have been feasting our eyes upon the many glorious dinosaurs. Whoa! Alright, the many glorious dinosaurs we can already see, like little sister over here, who is one of our amazing T-Rexes. Look at her! I love her patterning! I love the blue! I love that she has feathers. This is going to be so exciting to see the feathering that will show up on some of the smaller dinosaurs as well, based off of some of the newest paleontology research and some theories about what they would have actually looked like. I adore that so much, you guys. I really do. Being able to maybe have some of the animals that were the links between some of our modern species that we recognize very easily, like birds, versus some of the prehistoric species is one of the things I'm looking forward to the most in Prehistoric Kingdom. And I'm also looking forward to being able, oh, look at them, being able to watch them grow. Fingers crossed. I really hope that we'll be able to actually like breed them instead of just use the animal nursery to breed them, but we'll have to see how things turn out. For now, friends, I'm exceptionally content. I cannot believe that for a taste test alpha, we already have such beautiful animations on the animals. We've got really promising designs on all of the guest facilities with some fantastic logos. I mean, just look at the little footsie right there. It's a triangle. That takes a lot of skill and effort to be able to design those logos, like I talked about last time. That's a skill unto itself. And then you mix it together with all the plants, which I adore. And this is a small detail, but like I mentioned last time, I'm going to be really interested to see if guests are going to have like their own needs. And then if they're going to want to rest, kind of like in Planet Zoo or in Zoo Tycoon 2 or in Zoo Tycoon, you had to monitor your guest and make sure that they had enough rest, they had things to eat, they had access to the bathroom. In fact, being able to take care of our guest bladders is actually some of the most hilarious adventures we've ever had in our Planet Zoo adventure, or in our Planet Zoo and our Zoo Tycoon 2 adventures, making sure that they had plenty of places to pee. It sounds really silly, but that's important if you want somebody to stay in your facility for a super long time. So I'm going to be intrigued to see how you handle the guest needs, and if when they need to sit and rest, they actually use these benches or those trash cans. Really small detail, really small detail. But if we're gonna have to micromanage things like where the litter goes and guests being able to rest, I want really badly to see people actually use these benches, because it would be a little ridiculous if then you put down benches like over here and you put down a trash can over here and they only have to use these and they'll never use these. So little thing I'd be interested in seeing. But I know that you guys are much more interested in looking at some not so little things, like how the dinosaurs are doing. Look at that. Amelia is just chilling. She is resting and showing off that beautiful animation of laying down. We have seen these dinosaurs actually lay down on hills as well, and they do move in accordance to what the terrain actually is, which is really beautiful to see. And I can't wait to see like what all of her other needs are going to be. So she's got social need, habitat and ratings, her welfare, if she's got enough enrichment, being able to put down their enrichment items and see them interact with enrichment items. That's gonna be so fun, you guys. Oh my gosh, I really do hope that they'll be able to breed. But if not, we do have a fantastic facility with our animal nursery that we'll definitely check out. Oh, look at these. Oh, everybody is just all chilling, relaxing at the back. Look at the frill there. Oh, that's so cool. And let's actually go check out our Microraptors. I hope we get more variants in our Microraptors, because if we can like whip up a T-Rex in the DNA of the animal nursery, I want to be able to make really colorful Microraptors. They already, oh, they're so small and so cute. I love that you can like just get in here and just fill up their little exhibits. Oh, look at you, little one. Oh, you're so cute. Here, I want to take a picture of you really quickly. But I love that you're able to really customize the interior of their exhibits. All right, let's see if I can get a good light angle for you. Kind of like that, I think. There we go. Awesome. by moving the plants inside. And the plant modular abilities are just fantastic. You guys saw me freak out when we were able to make the trees of life. They're freaking huge and they are amazing and I absolutely adore them. I'm also going to be intrigued to see if we're going to have the ability to use the Steam workshop with these too. Since you can indeed build things modularly and you can make buildings modularly, you can make habitats modularly, you can go ahead and even like build plants like this that you can make into modular groups. I'm really hoping that just like we can download things off the workshop for Planet Zoo, that will work for Prehistoric Kingdom too. But I don't know how that will play out, so we'll have to go ahead and see. But let's actually wrap up our little peek at the alpha by looking at the last of the dinosaurs we have yet to put out. And I'm going to probably make this name really silly again, but the Lambeosaurus. So the Lambeosaurus, which I recognize at a glance, but I have never actually physically, well, obviously I haven't physically seen the dinosaur before, but I haven't like spent a lot of time learning about is what I was trying to say. Duh, Siri. Of course you haven't physically seen one of them before. And also I think what I meant was I haven't seen their fossils before, but I've seen pictures of these guys and they remind me of Ducky from, you know, from Littlefoot's Adventures. And that may be a really silly thing to relate to when so many people who are in the dinosaur fandom want to take dinosaurs very seriously. But look, I was raised on Littlefoot's Adventures, and that actually more than anything inspired me to really think about prehistory. And actually, I'm kind of curious, what got you guys who are really big into dinos excited about it? Because at some point in your lives, there had to be that genesis, that spark of curiosity that just really stood out and made them super special to you. So I'm curious about what that is. That's important. Oh, and then also somebody said that when you create a dino, and look at that equine. The cosmic is so cool. I love that purple. I love that so much. But somebody said when you create a dinosaur, there's like a size slider, but there is actually not a size slider. You can do an amount of how many you want to do at once. So if we wanted to breed 2 of these guys, we could go ahead and do that. But you could also do age. Oh, it was the age slider. Yeah, age doesn't move right now. Oh man, if that moved, that would change the size for sure. I would really love to see that. Like, how would a dinosaur have gone through its life? How different would it have looked? We know how different, like if you take a lion, for instance, a lion cub looks compared to when they are an adult lion. But I'm curious, like, what about the other reptiles? Like, if you look at reptiles as a comparison for your dinosaurs, a lot of them usually hatch looking like they're going to look as adults, just miniature versions. But I wonder if that would have stayed true for some of the dinos, especially those of the species that would have had like feathering. Would that feathering and that coloration only have come out when they got older? Would they have had coloration that was better for blending into the environment when they were younger, and then they would change that coloration as they got older? Or just like we have with all of the reptiles that we've got right now, I honestly can't think of very many who actually change how they physiologically look or their coloration as they age. If you can think of some good examples, let me know. Because other than getting bigger, I mean, crocodiles, snakes, geckos, frogs are amphibians, so they're a much different species branch entirely. But those are some interesting questions. It's going to be interesting to see how Prehistoric Kingdom handles that. But alright guys, let's see how many of these very final dinos we can add in. As usual, the females are not quite as vibrant as the males in some of these varieties. With the equine, it looks like they are equal, just different in size. And look at the cosmic, he is so cool. I love this. Oh, and this animal will naturally attack other animals and guests when stressed or defending itself, but otherwise not very aggressive. What does the aggression say for the T-Rex? This animal actively attacks other animals and guests. Keep calm. Okay, that's really hilarious. I really love that. All right, let's go ahead and get a male cosmic in here. And then let's actually put out one of the female equines because that's really pretty. And then we're out of funds. Then we are going to be out of money. Oh, and out of things I think to have explored in the alpha, unfortunately. But that's okay. Here, we'll give these guys a little wetland. Let's make a beautiful wetland down over here just to celebrate how amazing they all are. I love how you can release multiples of them at a time. That's so helpful. They're so cool! Look at your big old tails! You guys are so neat. Oh, wow. No, look at you. Here, we'll give you a hopefully wonderful wetland just to show off some of the really fantastic tools that we've already got. Let's give them some rough water, maybe. A little bit of chop going on with this. So this is what the rough water looks like. Comparing that to calm water. Ah, I see. That's really nice that you can kind of like change the sizing. There we go. Of the, or you can change like the look of the water without having to add in any of the tiny little pieces like you have to in Planet Zoo. I really like that. Oh, look, she's coming around maybe for a drink. Can we put a little bit, look, now we've got a little bit of muddy water. She almost tripped as we started to put that down. She's coming in for a drink. She's going a little bit deep. She might like swimming, and maybe some of them will like swimming. Oh my gosh, I wonder if we'll ever end up with any of the like aquatic animals. That could definitely be even an expansion now that I'm thinking about it. But there have been conversations with you guys in the comments that we can look forward to some of the flying reptiles and flying dinosaurs showing up, flying species, not just like in tiny aviaries like the Microraptor, but also in bigger aviaries that you put together modularly. Think about how tough that would be. What a big responsibility that would be to build an aviary that's going to be secure enough that you don't have to worry about your flying animals escaping. That would be kind of tricky. Maybe that's why they've never added that into anything like Planet Zoo, because not only do you have to worry about your habitat not having any holes in it for your animal to escape from the fencing or whatever, but if you also had to like contain them on the up as well, oh, that would be really hard. Gosh, I've always kind of bemoaned the fact we don't have more birds like in Planet Zoo or of the other tycoons. But when I think about how difficult it would be to actually maintain that, oh, that would be very tricky. But all right, let's get some wetland down here. And we'll start actually, whoops. And we'll actually go ahead and just start with some of the plants that you put on the bottom. We'll make it nice and dense. There we go. All right, let's increase the density, shrink the size. That's a little bit more like it. And actually, some of those reeds, I like how you can come in and you can paint with some of the reeds, and then you can be like, I need to fill in with, like, there's a lot of these yellow reeds, and I want to fill in with more of the papyrus. Look at that! That's so nice! Gosh, that makes things so much easier. I really love that. Oh, look at that thick, dense greenery. That's fantastic. All right, we can just come up along this wetland line. And there's variation in the size and direction just on their own of where you put the plants. This is so freaking revolutionary for me. Of course it would be. It's plants! All right, we'll make a little celebratory wetland and then stick our dinos in it. There we go. And then let that go a little bit wild. And then let's come on in and we'll add more cattails. Painting with this is extremely soothing. And then it really helps to kind of make a more naturalistic looking area because you can increase the densities in some spots, make them a little bit softer in other spots. And that's kind of how you have it with a lot of plant species, where you'll have clusters where like the cattails do really well here and over there, and then just a couple over here. And you can really adjust that, which I deeply, I love this. This is my favorite tool. I will be here for the dinos as well, but I freaking love this. And then you can turn down the density on the trees. And it's really fun to just kind of leave it to chance to see what tree is going to show up because you have so many of them selected. That is delightful because again, it really feeds into that beautiful organic look that you can try to mimic without having to make those micro decisions about like which plant should have to be here every single time. I adore that about the customization that we can do in Planet Zoo, but that is just such a relief to just let the randomness decide because it really mimics kind of the randomness of seeds finding their way through the land and like germinating and growing into trees. And as a result, I think as humans, when we're decorating and designing a lot of these exhibits, we tend to see patterns and we tend to make patterns. And there is a pattern in how things will grow in nature and where the plants and the seeds would have really flourished. But we overemphasize those patterns when we're building in things like Planet Zoo or even in like Minecraft and stuff like that. And then everyone's always scratching their head and trying to figure out, well, how do I make this look a little bit more natural? And adding in just that little bit of randomness where you can kind of just sit back and leave it to the game to decide what this place is going to look like really, really makes something that's very beautiful and that looks a lot more natural to me. I love this so much. But all right, let's see how, oh, there you are. Here's Enola. Let's go ahead and we're actually going to move her right into the center of this. Oh, look at her. Look at her. Oh, this is so pretty. We'll change the time of day. Look at her, you guys. Just filling the world with plants, filling it with being able to make a very beautiful area for her to go ahead and roam. This is going to be fantastic. This actually gives me a ton of inspiration. I want to go back to our Jurassic World now, even though I'll probably complain about the plants. And it gives me a ton of inspiration, though, not only to learn more, which, you know, we're all about always working on curiosity here. Look at that positioning, that shifting of her weight as she moved up the slope. Excellent, excellent. Not only to learn more, but also to create more. Like, it really pumps me up and makes me excited about creating in all of our series, to try to make things even more beautiful, to make the exhibits look even better, to bring in a little bit more of that naturalistic tone, or just to sit back and watch the animals for a while. Like, look at her. She's so pretty. And look, you can just watch her move through the Spanish moss. Yeah, I could definitely do some of this dino bird watching that we were joking about, for sure. Change that light angle. Oh my gosh. Guys, look at her. This is fantastic. All right. I love it, you guys. I love everything about it. Look how easy that was. In less than like 5 minutes, we were able to whip this together, and it looks really nice. And then I would be 100% content to just throw the dinosaurs in and watch their lives play out and not have to stress. This really takes the stress and the immensity of what it feels like when you set up a new habitat for an animal off your shoulders, because now you've got this beautiful setting for them, and all you have to worry about doing is adding in a little bit of their enrichment, making sure that there's food and security around the borders, and then you just can enjoy the actual process of watching the dinosaurs live out their lives. And I think that's actually one of the hidden strengths of Prehistoric Kingdom. Not only is it about the dinos, but it makes the setting up of the habitat so easy, not because it's modular, but because the tools are so rewarding to use and the tools are so satisfying to be able to put an exhibit together very quickly with. And I wish that that's something that we had in our other tycoons as well, where you can have this kind of freedom and this sandbox openness of what you can do in an exhibit, but it's much easier to go ahead and really quickly create an exhibit so you can just get to watching the animals, which really should be the star of any of these tycoons. And this is going to be a great way to do that. Oh, so I'm tickled. But all right, guys. The alpha has convinced me that these devs, the team, everybody who's worked on this has definitely put their heart behind it, and they are doing their best to fulfill what they said they were going to do. I am really excited about the release of this, not just because it's dinos, but because as she shows that it is still alpha, mind you, friends, she's taking a nap. Oh, I don't think she can recognize that the water is over here yet because it has to reach a certain depth. But I do feel, even with the little alpha quirks, that this already shows a lot of ways where it can help move the bar on what a good tycoon game can be forward for everything. And that is fantastic. It makes me so excited to look forward to the future, not only of Prehistoric Kingdom, but all of the other similar games in the genre that I adore and love, who are going to look at these features and have to account for if they're going to try to meet them as well. So yay! Fantastic! I'm very happy with the dinos! Tell me what you guys think. Are you super excited to look forward to them too? I love this girl, by the way. Look at the way her tail was just poking up in the air. Oh, she's so beautiful. I love this. But let me know what you're looking forward to the most, my friends. And then, of course, we will be playing when we have more access to different features in the alpha to explore, early access, and hopefully this time next year, it could be that soon, we will be settling in and admiring our brand new world that we're going to build in Prehistoric Kingdom together. So, alright, if you guys could, do please leave a like for our lovely wetlands. I'm pretty proud of it. And if you would like to join us on this and literally thousands more adventures, do please consider subscribing. But most importantly, my friends, stay curious. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.